All right, I'm back to do a live to kind of talk about some of the things that occurred that are really annoying me. I did, where is it? So let me say what is bothering me first. Thorn Ministry feeds homeless people on Sunday. I went there Sunday, and a guy resembling Clarence Joseph Washington Jr., aka East, aka my sensei, who I have a daughter with, and she'll be turning 18 February the 25th. She was born at home, 6010 North 32nd Street, on February the 25th of 2007. Now, I think he might be paying child support to himself, or maybe they took child support from my trust fund to give to him, even though this child has been with me ever since I pushed her out in the bathroom at 6010 North 32nd Street. And when I looked up, the pastor was putting his phone away, like maybe he was recording, but they record little clips and stuff probably for their YouTube or maybe to fundraise. I don't know. But what was peculiar is that I was standing at the back of the vehicle and I didn't need food. So I was really coming to get like pain pills, a mosquito coil, and things like that. The lady who does the who gives out the stuff, she was going to put trash somewhere, and I was just standing there, and I was like, I know they see me, but okay, I'll give it a few minutes. So I said, do I need to wait for her to come back to get toiletries and stuff? And he said, yeah, I guess. Okay, so I said to Mincy, the pastor's husband, I apologize for not giving you the $1,000 donation, but my brother, they stole my money. They took my money again. And she said, oh, well, I don't know what you're talking about. It wasn't me you talked to. You usually talk to my husband. And then she said a name. I think she said Curtis. I said, no, it was you I talked to. But if you don't remember, that's okay. So I hate to think that the church people have been bribed to give a false narrative regarding me. But that's what I'm thinking. And maybe even the pastor was taking pictures so that he could give to somebody that they could give to the court. Because if it comes from a white church, then it has to be true, right? Now, this is just feelings that I'm having. So I have no way to prove that this is true. But I want to speak out these feelings because when I went to watch Tarot, what the first thing I got was Miss Ma'am, and she was saying, should I go over there first? No, I'll go back to that. Miss Ma'am something Tarot. She said, imposters, paid actors. And I thought, whoa, that feeds right into what I was feeling. When I came home, I talked to Angola. I said, do you know the pastor's wife? She acted like she didn't know what I was talking about. And I had talked about it on the YouTube earlier, like maybe months before. I said my children are losing faith in me because they don't even believe I have money, and the money is being stolen away from me. When I said to Mincy that I was going to give them a donation, Angola said, Mom, why would you tell her that? You don't even know if you're ever going to get this money. And I was like, really sad because I'm like, wow, my children don't believe. And it's hard because it's been so many years and I have not received $0. And I don't get child support for the last two that I have been raising. The twins were stolen from me, so I didn't get any child support from them. And my firstborn child, his dad owes like 10,000 in child support. That's if they didn't do some kind of fraudulent scam thing and even write that off of the government, what do you call it, government depository. They might have sent somebody in there pretending to be me to forgive that debt. But I left that $10,000 on the books because I'm like, come on, man. As soon as we broke up, this child was about 3 years old, and you had a hard time giving me $50 a week for your child, even though you had plenty of money. And I thought that he was just basically trying to punish me because I no longer wanted to be with him. And I didn't. Whoa, they're back. Look at this. Are they both back? Okay. You saw that happen, right? Okay. So I was not with the man. I haven't seen Clarence in 18 years. I haven't seen him since. That might have been him on the bus several months ago. I never confirmed that. So the confirmed sighting of Clarence, the last time I can confirm that I saw him was February 25th of 2007 when they left. And I said, well, you all need to come on back. I'm in labor. He said, oh, I got some business I got to handle. And he never came back. So that's been 18 years. I've received $0 from him. I've never given him. I mean, years ago, like maybe in 2005, when he was staying with us, because I was pregnant by him twice. The time he slammed me, and when I say slammed, I meant we were having a class, but he knew I was pregnant, and he flipped me on the mat, and that caused a miscarriage. So now I'm wondering if that was intended to be a sacrificial offering to whatever they're in. I don't know. I haven't given him any money, any property, any permission to get anything. So I want to go through the YouTube shorts that I created. See, they blacked it out. Other than that, I could show you the document that was in the phone that I'm talking about and see how it's blurry. They're around the corner somewhere, messing around in things so that I can't properly. So that was that one. And whenever you see no views, that's because the hackers and fraud workers are doing things. Computer is frozen, and I did take note of the people that were around me. I just picked it up, and the Wi-Fi was turned on, and the airplane mode was on. So I don't know who has the power to turn my shit on and off, but I'll continue to collect data and report it to the Department of ICE so that some of y'all can get y'all some federal time since y'all think it's cute to try to steal from people. You don't care about how it destroys their life, how it destroys the lives of their children. If they hadn't stolen my money, all of my children were going to take classes together, and I was going to pay them to do their work, including Nadia, $50 a week. Everybody would have passed. I went online and applied for the Las Vegas high school online so that I could help my children get their high school diplomas so that my son and I could move to Germany or Greece and he wants to play basketball professionally and he could have started playing as soon as he graduated high school. He wouldn't have to go to college for a year or 2 years and risk injury. I'm saying 4 years could really mess you up a lot before you get to the NBA. And so I told him, once we get this money, we're going to move somewhere and go ahead and plug you into the overseas league. And that's what I wanted to help him do. And I wanted to help my daughter do the same thing for volleyball because she's a very good volleyball player and she's like 6 feet tall. And I said that in front of my brother Anthony, and he's like, she ain't that tall. So he has somebody pretending to be her that's probably getting her benefits, her check, and her trust fund that should have been left by Charlie Crist. Should I walk up to it and find out what the numbers are? No. Okay. All right, so I just left Publix, and here right here, I did all the errands. There was a Caucasian guy on a bike with a big, like trailer, uh, rack on the back. He said he calls it a bike truck. He built it. He can build me one. He asked me what time the pharmacy closed. I said, I don't know. So I leave my stuff. The security guard is standing there, and I go to ask what time the pharmacy closes. He said he needed the needles because he's a diabetic. He has insulin. And then I saw that Mercedes that was Michael, who I think, Michael Davis. He is a transsexual, Veronica Davis's grandson. I think he pulled up. That was at Publix on 56th Street at Bullard Parkway and or Bush. That's the determining thing. And I think they were trying to link him to me, like maybe we were doing some kind of drug deal or something, because he was right outside the store and I was just leaving Publix. So they have all these little slick tricks that they do with these cameras. So just because you see something, what they're telling you you see might not be what you see. Okay, so Publix, increased bedtime. I showed you that one. Okay, all the way over here. That's that RV. I wonder if you can see it, that I think Clarence is in. See the RV? Okay. I want you to look at it from the side now. Oh, you can't really see it because the glare. See that? Okay. So he's trying to be in the same area with me. So I guess our phones can ping at the same location. And it seems like we're together, but I ain't seen that man in 18 years, nearly. 18 February 25th. Okay. All the way over here. Excuse me. So they cut this off. This place is where I went to get the pregnancy test when I was pregnant around March, April, May of 2020. And I think that Donnie drugged me and let his boyfriend, William, or Bill, which is his sister's ex-husband or widow because she died. I think he drugged me and let that man have sex with me and impregnate me. Now you might ask, why would somebody do that? Because Donnie Dwayne Flowers is the one trying to take my identity. And if they have a baby that genetically shows that it's a part of me, then they can take all of my everything, because that baby is under the age of 18. And I think my daughter Abby, they've already killed her off on paper so that they could collect an insurance policy. Abraham Vada Jones is her father. His mother, Martha O'Donnell, they're heavy into scams. Now, they're heavy into church too, but don't let the church fool you. She's a member of Bishop Howell's church over on 30th and Hannah. But they do scams, and they don't like to pay you child support, even after the people proved that that was my baby and that was his baby. $100 a year is what I get child support. And when I go ask her, she did eventually loan me $10. That's how much she has given me towards her granddaughter and this child's whole 14 going on 15 years of living. $10. Okay? And my daughter went over there around Christmas time a couple of years ago. They told her to come back. Why she got to come back? This child done caught the bus and then walked over there. You can't go up to the little corner store and get $100 out to give the child? No. You got to come back. It's always come back. Because the grandmama is a spendthrift and the daddy used drugs. Probably because of the witchcraft that they do. Somebody's got to pay the devil. And so back to Donnie Dwayne Flowers and why they would do that. If there's a child that's underage, that child is going to get the disability check of the parents. And of course, if there's any lawsuits outstanding or whatever, it's going to go towards the upkeep of the baby child. Now, since I've been talking about this, as I've been praying, I think they done killed that baby. I think they drugged me to allow him to impregnate me, And then when I got into a relationship with Lawrence, I thought I was pregnant from Lawrence. And now, years later, we're talking about 2020, so this baby would be 3 to 4 years old. Now, 2020, I believe that when I'm at Donnie's house sleeping on the sofa, them little knots on the back of my neck, they're injecting me with something to knock me out or pulling blood out of my neck for rituals or blood tests. Maybe that's how he was able to get that insurance policy on me. And then whatever I signed at direct auto insurance with Dawn, DAWN, Munao, MUNAO, or MUNOA, my insurance agent, he probably paid her to take my signature, and then he went and got an insurance policy on me, probably 500,000, $250,000 to 500,000. And so they were planning on knocking me off or maybe isolating me somewhere, kidnapping me so that they could collect the insurance policy. You got to be dead for what, 2 years, I think, if you're missing. Or maybe they killed somebody and presented that person's body. Or maybe my sister is friends with somebody from Good's funeral home. Maybe they paid them to sign off and paid a medical examiner to sign off to say that she's dead, right? So now the reason I haven't got my inheritance is the reason I didn't get a house is because legally, technically, I'm dead even though I'm alive. Now, since I go down to the courtroom and I complain and I go up to the 6th floor and talk to Thomas O'Manzi, the bailiff, show him my teeth and say, see, you only see one tooth. If somebody come here talking about they Aileen Atkins, make them smile. I ain't got no dental work and I don't plan on getting none. And then I showed the scars on my arm. Excuse me. Can you give me $1 for a bus pass? Can you see them? No? Okay, scars. This is where I came for the pregnancy test. Can you see the scars? Okay. Come on, God, you can do it. See the scars right there on my forearm? Can you give me $1 for a bus pass? So no? Okay, I told him I have 3 scars on my forearm, and you see what my mouth looks like. So if they don't look like that, don't you give them my stuff. But now what happened? Ronald Figueroa retired, so they done gave him a couple of $1 million of mine, and he gone on to live a good life. Him and his grandchildren can hang out for Christmas at Martha Vineyards, while me and my children ain't got one present under the tree this year. We didn't get in touch with Greatness to get another $500 gift, so this year we didn't really have anything, but that's okay, because I bless my children every day. Like I told them, Christmas is every day around here. Plato's Closet was having a 90% off sale. I went there 5 different times and bought us clothes. So we had cute little Christmas sweaters. We had jackets. We had pants. We already done bought our swimsuits and shorts for the summer. So I don't wait until a thing is right upon me. All my other children are over 18, but I still like to bless my children. I have clothes in here for a moon and a set. My twins that were stole from me back in 2004, same courthouse, 13th Judicial Circuit Court. Attorney Barbara Twine Thomas was my attorney. The last one, she did a terrible job. Andrea Bridget Wright did a terrible job. Henry Nobles did a terrible job. And keep going. Norman Palumbo Jr. did a terrible job. Robbins, what was his name? Robbins. He claimed he came down with cancer and he was the appellate attorney. But the thing is this, God might have been whipping his ass. He might have gotten cancer, because when you let people steal people's children, you take an oath and you say you're going to help your clients and you work against them, you take bribes, then, cancer might come and visit you and take you out. So he couldn't competently perform his duty. Judge Catherine G. Essrig, she didn't do me right. After she left, a Spanish judge came in. What was his name? Hernandez? The chief judge at that time was Menendez. The last judge, when they terminated my parental rights, He was a Spanish judge after Catherine G. Esrick got off of the case because I put in a motion of recusal to remove her. Um, and I don't know how many of these actual case files are in there because the Tomasis were over Record Transcript Incorporated. They're out of New York. And they were botching the transcripts and removing my testimonies. So the whole case was garbage. And they got mad with me because I told the truth. And back then, I was a lot more frank and direct than I am now. I've learned a bit of diplomacy in the 20 years since they stole my children, and I have to haggle with my brother to try to see my children and participate in their life. It was a very, very cruel ordeal. And it was because, I don't know, maybe because I was an activist and they didn't like it. I don't know why someone would steal a person's children. Oh, the trust fund. So this is all about money for the most part. So let me continue to go through here. So I think that they had a baby. They took the baby out of my womb. I don't know if they put the baby in another person's womb or if they put the baby in an incubator. I had to be about 5 months pregnant. If you look in the phone that Lawrence bought me, we went out to Wesley Chapel Walmart where I used to work years ago. And he bought me an iPhone with the company. What was the name of that company? Was it AT&T, Verizon?
You have a notification. You have a notification.
But we took a picture. I had the guy take a picture of us. And I looked bloated. And I kept trying to figure out, why the fuck do I look so fat? Is it because I'm happy? Is it because, Lawrence and I are cooking, taking turns cooking and sitting down and watching TV and just chatting it up and having a good time? So did I think I was getting fat? I think I was pregnant. So when I confirmed I was pregnant, I thought it was Lawrence. But now, 4 years later, I think that I was being drugged and they were allowing people to have sex with me. And I think he allowed his lover, William, his brother-in-law, William, and his lover, I'm alleging, to impregnate me so that after he knocked me off, they were going to come up and say, well, I have a baby with her and get my disability checks and get my trust fund and get the properties that were left to me by Herb Cohen, Les Brown for my bookstore, and who else? Maybe Dr. Conley left me something. Maybe Albert Clayton left me something, because I think Albert Clayton ended up with my placentas for his stem cell harvesting that he was into. He's the one that told me about the stem cell and the harvesting, and that's how I ended up doing the research and meeting Donna Young. Now, Natalie Renee Carnegie knows about the lawsuit against USF back in 1998, 99. And I believe Natalie Renee Carnegie got her money. Brenda Muse got her money and opened up a restaurant with her son, Michael Trigg, and his wife. And Aileen didn't get her money. Now, allegedly, our attorney was Kay Dell. And I don't want to go too far into that. I didn't get my money. I slipped and fell in the classroom. Natalie called me in the classroom. There was liquid on the floor. The cots were out. The children were asleep. And there was liquid on the floor. I slipped and twisted my knee. I'm pretty sure it was my right knee. And the same leg that I'm having this pain in. They might have even drugged me and let somebody go in and do the operation, because Workman's Comp had me going to see the doctor and I was doing physical therapy and all of that. But they wanted to go in and cut my knee. And I said, hell no. I'll just live with what it is. I never got $1 from Workman's Comp, and I just walked away from it. They said they wanted me to go see a psychologist because the pain was in my brain, right? Now, I slipped and fell, but now they're going to say you need to go see a psychiatrist because something's wrong with you because you're not really hurt. So that was probably, what's that bitch? Oh, Lord. I'm getting mad now. That fat bitch, Natalie Renee Carnegie, was probably behind that too. They have been trying to get me into an insane asylum for quite some time so that they can be over my money. And this is despicable. The reason this is really despicable is because every human comes here. You're born in the United States, you have your own social security number, you have your own birth certificate, you have your own life. So why do you want to try to take over my life? The things that are waiting for me are because of the hurt and the hardships that I have gone through. I have earned these things. Why do you want to take them from me instead of going and earning your own blessings? That's what I don't understand. Even my food stamp card. I just ordered another food stamp card. And they mad because they can't use my food stamp card no more. Al was all over here. What is she over here for? Trying to steal my FEMA check, trying to get DCF to come take my children so she can get a check from the child protective custody people, just tell lies, whatever, so that she can be able to fortify her life by bringing me tragedy. Is that right? Is that right? Is it right for you to go get a fake death certificate and have your friends, I'm alleging at Goop's funeral home, pronounce me dead so that you can go collect my money that dad left me? Is that right? And I meant the bitch didn't give me a dollar of it. You hear me? Now, maybe the $19,000 that's down there at the courthouse that she claims is my portion from the sale of the house is I get that financial donation because of them trying to kill me at work at against Judge Cheryl Thomas and against Donald Figueroa. If they hadn't stole those complaints out of my and the what's the other one? Code enforcement, Chris Friedman and the code enforcement, and him working with my brother to get me put out and to charge me $10,000 in fines. And then, behind the scenes, they give the $10,000 to Anthony, or they take the $10,000 and funnel it into Chris Freeman's pocket for working with him under the table to do me dirty. But the thing is, like, don't I deserve to be able to enjoy the fruits of my labor? Don't I deserve to be able to enjoy my life? And they just keep pecking at me and pecking at me. And I have 5 children, so they pecking at my 5 children. They trying to get Angola to apply for a job. And I don't know why. I think it's my nephew, Alex, talking to her, trying to get her social security number and her birth certificate. She'll get a job. They going to work her for, oh, you'll get 20 hours the first week, 20 hours the second week. They'll do that shit for a couple of months. And then all of a sudden you can't get a job because they got what they wanted. They wanted your social security card and your birth certificate so that they could do fraud on your name. Same thing they did to a Set and a Moon. They can't hardly work a job. Why? Because somebody in the background getting a disability check in your name, getting food stamps in your name, getting your little monthly health care incentive, $250 in your name, and you around here struggling. Can't even make it because somebody else is doing fraud in your name. And they don't care. They don't care about you suffering. These people are terrible. This is why I want fraud workers to get more time. They need about 10 years. They ain't going to change, but at least in 10 years, when they come out, the technology will be different and it'll take them some time to catch up, maybe, before they can start stealing people's identities again. And that's what I'm hoping for. They give you a little tap on the wrist. When I was researching who did this fraudulent marriage to me, it took me all the way back to Micon or Hood Containers. Excuse me, HOOD, Hood Containers. Now, Michael felt he hired me. That morning, I was throwing up and vomiting and dizzy. And I think my sister was putting poison in things then and doing spell work against me then. I got up, I was sick as a dog, and I said, I don't give a damn. I'm going to work, even if I have to take a bucket and throw up in it while I'm on my way. So I went there. I had to take all these classes and pass these tests. And when I finally got the job, I was really happy because, again, we were looking at foreclosure. So I was proving to the court that I know how to go to work. All you got to do is set an alarm clock, get your ass up, put your clothes on, and go and be present and do the work and come back. How hard is that? Because my family is always like, she can't keep a job. She don't know how to take care of herself. She can't take care of her kids. My sister, my older sister Alva, that's her, telling them lies. And just because I want to raise my own children, raise my own cattle and goats and chickens and pigs and, you know, live off the land, that's still work. That's still work. They have this only idea of work is where you go clock in and punch in. Raising children, homeschooling children, that's work. And God said it is work. So I am taking back over my life and I'm getting the truth revealed. And y'all gonna stop calling me crazy. You're gonna stop trying to pretend like I'm with a man when I am with no man. Sunday, when I went to Thorn Ministry, a man came and stood next to me, and he was looking like, "What am I supposed to do? I don't know." Now I've seen this man at many of the homeless feedings, and I said, "Are they still serving food at the pedestrian church in Hyde Park?" He's like, "Oh no, I don't think they're doing it anymore." I was really upset because where I sleep, it rains, and he just looked like it was street theater right here. That's not the one, but it looked like street theater. So then when I talked to Mincy, I said, I want to apologize for not getting you the donation like I said I would. My brother took my money again. She's like, oh, no, you weren't talking to me. I said, so I went back through my little memory bank. I said, it was sure you. It was definitely you I was talking to. But if you don't remember it, that's okay. She said, no, you usually talk to my husband. I think she said Curtis. She said a name, and it might have been Curtis. I don't really remember. So I said, this is weird. I wonder why they're acting so weird here. And when I was coming from Ybor City there, a Mount Olive church van was following me. And then a red Mercedes, and then a motorcycle tried to hit me. And before all of that, a Hawaiian looking guy, Venezuelan looking guy, deep, deep gold skin. He rode by with a Florida A&M FAMU bike shirt on. So I thought, okay, my brother is with the bullshit today. And so I started paying close attention. I said, I'm going to be too late to get food, but I won't worry about food. I'll just get, pain medicine and some pads for us and some shampoo, body wash, that kind of stuff. So that's what I did. Now let me get back over here. I showed you that one, increased bedtime for hackers. Showed you that one, the pregnancy test. And so when I went here, the lady said that I was not pregnant, that my pregnancy test was negative. So I was like, I know what it feels like to be pregnant. So, but then when I look on these websites, you can buy a pregnancy test that comes up negative, regardless of whether it's negative or positive. You can buy one that comes up positive, whether it's negative or positive. So they have these kinds of corrupt things available. And she gave me water, but was it just water in it or was there water in there to kill the baby? That's what I originally thought. But now I think they took that baby out of my womb, put it in an incubator, grew it up some size, and they have been benefiting off of my money through the life of that baby. But every time I pray and ask God, is the baby still alive? Lately I've been getting no. So Donnie, you know the truth. And you're probably going to either go to prison soon or jail soon. Well, that's the same thing, isn't it? Prison or jail. You might not even be Donnie anymore because I think you're using Lawrence Alexander Cambridge's identity. So You might not go to jail for a long time. However, God decides to handle you, because even if you elude the law by claiming somebody else's identity, God and the angels and my ancestors are still on that ass. I want to know where my baby is. Even if she's dead, I want to know where her body is. That's some evil shit, though. That's some evil shit. Oof. Lord have mercy. And you might be around here lying to people that you done had sex with me. I hope and pray you did not mount me. I hope and pray you didn't let Bill mount me, but I believe you did. And that's terrible. That's evil. Okay, so for everybody that I told that the bus is free, let me tell you what I just learned. Bus 1 is going to be free effective the 5th of January. January 5th. So bus 1 is not free until January 5th. And I had gone on YouTube to my COTE Homeless Recovery Ministry and told people that the bus 1 was free and they should try to get themselves along the bus 1 route to handle all of their business and move over that way, because it's going to be free effective January 5th of 2025 until January 3rd of 2026. So that gives you a whole year to kind of situate yourself around a job, a home location, or a storage unit. And you have a whole year of free bus riding back and forth to figure it out. Metropolitan Ministry is along bus 1. You can get downtown to the feeding programs along bus 1. The coffee shop is on Nebraska, but you can get off Hannah and Florida and walk down to Nebraska. And you can still do what you need to do there. They wash clothes, they let you take a shower, they help you with social services and things. So that's that one. Okay. All right, so this is my third time seeing this Mount Olive truck right here. So that's the Mount Olive church van right that was following me. And I just that I kept seeing. They got church people helping. Progressive Missionary Baptist, I think it said. And I just saw a, what do you call that? FAMU Rattlers tag on a little black car that went off that way. I'm on my bike and I'm trying to pay attention to. I made it to Thorn Ministries. Okay, so this is Thorn Ministries. But I need toiletries here, and you all should donate to their ministry. They do great work. A lot of you don't know that the Greyhound station has been shut down. You come here at the Marion Transfer Center to buy your bus ticket. So that's at 3:05. All right, so this is my so let's go back. Okay. You can barely see the cars. U-Haul trucks passing me. And the white Mercedes that puts me in the mind of, what's his name? There's a young lady that owned a daycare center, and a child was left in a van and died. And so they were trying to give her jail time. Natalie has always been like the lead activist. She'll just come and get me and pull me in, and I go support her. Well, I'm sure these people gave her some kind of financial donation for helping to represent this young lady and getting her a good attorney. She ended up getting 15 years probation and no jail time. The mother, was remorseful. She understood. They made a mistake. Whoever the driver was that day that was supposed to check off the children's names. This happened many, many years ago in the 90s. But I'm sure they gave her a financial donation. She didn't give me nothing. And they used to own a little store or something right on this corner. And that's what I was pointing out. So,
Well, the person that he introduced to me as his brother, Donnie, at 13.
so I guess the reason I keep seeing these cars is because when covens decide they're going to kill you, I guess they just keep going until they finally kill you. I don't know. Why is that in there? That's not mine. What is that? These are my videos, right? Wait a minute.
All right, so as you can see, there's a glare on there. Should I walk up to it and find out what the numbers are? No. Okay. All right, so I just left Publix.
Why
And
is that in my
right
thing?
here, I did all the errands. There was a Caucasian guy on a bike with a big, like trailer.
Let me go back over here.
Rack on
Okay,
the back.
so
He said
this
he called it a bike
says
truck. He
your
built it. He built
videos.
me one. He asked me what time the
I'm going to go in here and go to your videos. And I will say the guy asked me what time the pharmacy closed. I said, you want me to go in here and ask? I should have let him get the fuck off his bike. He's like, oh, I don't want to get off and go in and ask. I'm going to leave people to their own business. You see, I walked away from my shit. He could have put anything in there. Since they keep talking about they're trying to set you up and make it seem like you have drugs, he could have dropped anything in my grocery bags.
buying the Teslas. I think they're renting them.
So there was a
Feels
red
like the same
Tesla
energy that was
following me.
last week,
And I thought that
twice
was
last week. This week it's
Thomas
red.
Stewart's son's
See
wife.
the red Tesla?
And then he has
So maybe they are buying the Teslas. I think
a
they're
lady that
renting them.
cleans his house. A
I
cute
feel like
little
that same
petite
energy
Spanish
was
looking
following me
girl.
last
But when the bitch was following me
twice
at
last
Britton
week.
Plaza,
Red.
she had the energy of like a murderous gangster.
You see the
She went
red
and sat on the
Tesla?
back of the
So
bus. She
maybe
had
they
on
are
her
buying the
hoodie
Teslas. I think they're
all the
renting
way
them.
over her head. You
Feels like
couldn't
the
hardly see
same
her.
energy that
Her
was
energy. Whoa, you're reconnected. So how much of it did it not get? I don't know how much y'all done seen, so I'm going to go back over it. Maybe when I was talking about Donnie and whether Donnie drugged me and let Bill, his sister's husband, his sister Carolyn, who I guess owned that house at 1316 East 50th Avenue, right across from Academy Prep. Maybe his sister owned that house with Bill. I don't know. But I think he let Bill have sex with me. And I was saying to you, the reason that somebody would do that is because if you have a baby with a person and that person dies, a parent dies, and the baby is under the age of 18, then they can get like a disability check or something for them. And anything that the parent that died owned, that baby or the parent that has that baby can ask the court to give them access to the resources. So I have received $0 from my trust fund, $0 from whatever disability check they're getting from me, $0 from the inheritances that have come in. I have not been able to enjoy the ranch. I have not been able to enjoy the bookstore money, the mansion, and the monies that were left for me and my bookstore and my school, my after school program. They have been stealing everything. My children and I are here struggling just to make it every day, waiting on the FBI, CIA, U.S. Marshals, Secret Service to finish the investigation. Now, I believe it keeps getting worse and worse and worse. We started with A Plus Properties, Eric Allen, the owner, Evelyn Rosado, the property manager, and the illegal eviction from 6010 North 32nd Street on June 2nd of 2022. And then it got worse. And just then they came and had me removed from Dr. Twiggs's place July 26th of 2023. They had me evicted from Dr. Rudolph Levi Twiggs' old dentist office at 3304 East Hillsborough Avenue. Now, Hillsborough County Sheriff Officer Stein was there, and a Tampa police officer that I think was an actor. I think he was a fake police officer because he said his name was Pepelowski, kind of like the Speaker of the House. I don't know if she's still the Speaker of the House. I think she got hurt not too long ago, so I don't know if she's still in office. But it seems like they make up these names trying to be funny because I'm supposed to be retarded, remember? So they put us out, and a guy came that I know because I used to clean the parking lot. Can I say that? No. Was he genuinely trying to help me? Was he sent by Letitia? Was he sent by Anthony? Was he sent by Donnie? Was he sent by anybody to help me that day? Yes. So somebody else gave him the $150 to give me? Yes. Okay, well, a person that was at the ice machine gave me a $100 bill and a $50 bill as I was being evicted. Okay? So, did Dr. Twiggs give that to him to give to me? Yes. All right, well, I took that $150 and I went and opened up a storage unit up at Michael and Kenise storage unit on East Hillsborough, right beyond 40th Street. So that night, when they put us out, we slept the first night underneath the lights at the pawn shop across the street. What is the name of that place? Mr. Money Broker, Mr. Money Pawnbroker, 34th and East Hillsborough. And then the next day he came and we said, can we sleep up under here again tonight? He said no. So we moved to the Kentucky Fried Chicken. We moved our sofa to the Kentucky Fried Chicken yard. And I kept walking things down to the storage unit little by little because I didn't have no car, I didn't have no truck, and I was not going to call Anthony to help me with nothing. You put me out of my mama house. My mom left this house paid off, and you manipulated us into getting money that we didn't really need. You could have went to Mr. G at Jervik Holding and said, can you wait until we all get our income taxes and let us all pitch in and pay you what we need to pay you to get back on path, refinance or whatever. Natalie Oullette said that they were willing to reinstate the loan, but they didn't because Anthony, Ava, and Alva wanted to sell my mom's property, even though my mom's will said do not sell this property. You see what I'm saying? So they defied the wishes of the dead lady who paid for the property. And most of the time it was because they didn't want to share with me. And they tried to make it seem like I was junky, but Anthony was far junkier than I was. If you came to that house, you saw all kind of roofing materials, rolls of roofing, everywhere. Even when I would clean it up, he would come back the next day and put the buckets of nails all back out and just make a mess. And it took me a long time to figure out why he was doing it. Run down the property value so that my investor buddies can buy it, and then I don't have to pay you your 25%. I can keep the bulk of the money. So that was the scheme. He wanted to defraud me out of my 25%, Ava out of her 25%, Alva out of her 25%. Now, what I did not know, they all got their little money on the back end. I'm the only one that got effed and got nothing. When my grandmother Irene died, I got nothing. When Donald Ross died, I got nothing. And Don told me, keep the Jeep for your for the business that we started together. I'm going to take my pay card and go get an apartment so you ain't got to stay with your sister. And I'm leaving you insurance. And I got zero. So between Ava and Tansy Lisnett Hammond, they were close together, whispering and keying up under each other. They probably got everything that Don left me. But I got nothing. And his brother, Willie, Willie Ross and his wife Ruby Ross. They lived out in Bell Shoals, Shoals, beyond Brandon, but before Valrico. Or was it beyond Valrico and before Lithia Springs, Florida? It's way out near in the back part of Brandon. They know too. They know. No. I'm trying to be a different person this year.
Okay, so for everybody that I told that the bus is free, let me tell you what I just learned. This lady on the bus helped me see. You see that? It says effective January 5th. So bus one is not free until January 5th.
5052. So here, I'm going to pause it. I was saying to the homeless community for my COTE homeless recovery ministry, basically get yourself situated on the bus one path. Bus one leaves the Marion Transfer Center downtown Tampa, travels pretty much up Florida all the way to the University Area Transfer Center, which is on Fletcher near the VA hospital, Fletcher and 22nd Street. So most of the ministries are along that little bike, are along that bus path. So bus one is going to be free for the next year roughly, starting January 5th, and that should say 2025. So that is incorrect. January 5th starting, let me go back to that. January 5th,
Okay, so for
2025
everybody that I told that the bus is free, let me tell you what I just learned.
to January 3rd of 2026. If you can see in between
Effective
here
January 5th.
of
So bus one is
2025.
not free until January 5th.
Okay. So that's incorrect. That 4 should be a
So I
5 there.
apologize if that has caused any problems for any of you all, but that van up ahead has a phone jammer in it. The lady has on like a green African outfit, and the first three letters of the license plate was JEY. She sped off.